Hi everybody, my name is Lois and welcome back to Still Figuring It Out, starting over at 65. If you watched my first video, you know this channel is about my journey of starting over later in life and trying to build enough income to pay my bills by doing lots of different kinds of work. Not by choice, but by necessity. I'm not retired, I'm not independently wealthy, I'm just figuring it out 1 week at a time, sometimes 1 day at a time, and I thought it would be fun to share my journey with you. So, if you're over 50 and still trying to figure it out, or if you're any age and you're still trying to figure it out, please join me on this journey. So I thought that I would start out by showing you what I do for work in a week, just this week at least, just to give you an idea. So this is what my work week looked like. Sunday, I woke up to a Poshmark sale, which is always a nice surprise since I don't really list anything on Poshmark, and I haven't in the past few years. I just have the same things in there that have been there for a few years. Anyway, I sold one clothing item and I made $11.05. Now, I used to thought I would do Poshmark, going to thrift stores, buying things and flipping them, and things were a lot cheaper then. So this is something I did a few years ago, and I never spent more than $5 on an item. So selling it for $11.05, or that's my profit, I should say, I made about $6, so not too shabby. So getting something out of my apartment, which is a good thing. I also had a sale on Amazon KDP. I sell like blank journals and address books, date books, those kind of things. Anyway, one of my address books sold and I earned 90 cents. So yes, it's not a lot, but that's passive income because that's something I uploaded a few years ago. Let's see. Monday was my creative day. Didn't have any jobs booked for that day, but I'm working on a cat wisdoms book. I draw cat cartoons and I put little wisdoms next to it, like what the cat would say or what the cat would advise. Anyway, so I'm putting together a book. And so I spent the day working on that, the layouts, coming up with new wisdoms, and we'll see what happens. We'll see if whenever I get to upload that, what it's going to look like. I'd say Tuesday, I worked on something for me, something I really need, somebody like me who does 1,000,000 jobs. I'm working on a business tracker to track all of my jobs, my W-2 jobs, my 1099 jobs, my expenses, my mileage, when I get paid, how much I get paid, etc. So it's been quite a challenge because I'm more of a creative person. I'm not really a business spreadsheet kind of person, but I've been working a little bit with AI. It's been a process to get that finished, but hopefully it'll help me, and it'll help me especially at the tax time because I did get hit with a big tax bill this past year because I had more 1099 work than I realized, and I had to pay a good chunk of money to taxes to the government. So not fun. Anyway, so I'm hoping this will help. So at least I'll be prepared, and maybe I could do some estimated taxes. Okay, Wednesday, one of my favorite jobs. I taught a fashion upcycling class to first graders. We used a t-shirt and this is a no-sew class because there's no time. It's an hour class. There's no time to teach them sewing. There's no sewing machines. So it's all a no-sew. We made t-shirt tote bags with the scraps left over from the t-shirts. We made little drawstring pouches from the sleeves. I cut strips from the leftover fabric that was not used in the tote bag, and they made keychains and bracelets. It was so fun, and I love teaching kids to be creative and showing them how to reuse and upcycle things, and they just loved it. They really had a blast. It was really a great class, and I got paid $125 for that class. Thursday was the next day. I taught at the same school a 1-hour sensory STEM class for preschoolers. We used bubble wrap. They all like to pop the bubbles, and we colored on the bubble wrap and then put paper over it, and then we imprinted the coloring onto the paper. So that was really great fun. The kids loved it. They love just popping the bubble wrap, so that was great. And for that I got paid $125 as well. Friday was the day I made the most money. My friend needed help setting up a Poshmark shop and taking photos and doing the listings and describing it, and she also needed some sewing work done, some alterations on some clothing and some hemming and taking in. So I spent time with her, helping her do all that. I did all the sewing stuff for her, and that paid me $375. And it just reminded me that, I'm good at helping people set up things like that, or set up an online store, because I sell on Poshmark or other, online. I do a lot of print on demand stuff. And helping somebody do something that I already know how to do is a skill. Now, you probably have a lot of skills that you don't realize. And this is something that you could be making money on. Are there people always asking you for help to do things? Well, there you go. There's something that you could be making money on, because as everyone always says, you hear this all the time, you don't have to be an expert. You just have to be better than the person that you're teaching. So think about what skills you have and think about how you could be making money doing something that you just know how to do already. Okay, so Saturday, which is today's Saturday, I had a cat sitting gig this morning. I cat sit for these two adorable little kitty cats. They're a regular customer of mine. So it's just, I go in there, I play with them, I feed them, take care of them for an hour, and for that I made $25. And then when I got home, I had an urgent message from a friend of mine. She needed a quick edit in a pitch deck she's doing for a movie that she has written and she's submitting. And she just needed a quick edit, so I did that in Affinity Designer, and for that I made $20. And that is all the money I made this week. The rest of my day was spent, well, hanging out with a couple of my neighbors in the building, because we're having some issues in the building, so we were doing some complaining and, just talking about it together. But anyway, for the most of the day, though, I'm teaching a science-themed, a magic-themed science class next week. It's a half-day camp. It's all week, so was prepping for that all afternoon. So that'll be a source of income for me for next week. And tomorrow I also have a private sewing lesson booked. And because the camp I'm teaching next week is only a morning camp, I'll have all afternoons free next week, so I might be booking some private sewing lessons, which is something that I've been doing quite a lot of. So anyway, out of all the things, all the money I made this week, how much did I make total? I made $682.95. I'm pretty happy with that. Of course, today's August 1st, and my rent gets paid, so we're starting over again, clean slate for August. We're gonna start our new money, making our money and making it work, and making this jigsaw puzzle of all these jobs I have fit together, and hopefully it all works out and I have enough money at the end of this month to pay the next month's rent. So, and of course, what I learned is that I don't have one single job that pays my rent. I have like a million, not quite a million, but I have quite a few different jobs. But it all kind of fits together. So again, if you're over 40, 50, 60, and you're still trying to figure out your next chapter, I'd love to have you follow along. You could even be in your 20s. I know that younger people today are having a hard time making ends meet or finding a job, and they're working the gig economy. You're more than welcome to this channel as well. If I can help you, I don't know if I can, but if you need my help, or you want to just follow along to see what I'm doing, please do so. I'd love to have you here. I want to have everybody. I want to help everybody. I want other people to give me suggestions. I want people to help people. We want to be here for each other, to help each other get through this strange, crazy world we're living in. But staying positive is the key, because if you think it's going to work out, it usually does. However, you have to do the steps to make it work out. You can't just say, oh, I know it's going to work out, and not do anything. You have to actually do the work to make it work out. But I have a positive attitude. I just always assume it's going to work out. it usually does. So I don't know if it's luck or if it's just I put my energy out into the universe. I don't know. Anyway, so thank you for watching. I'm still figuring it out. If you're still figuring it out, feel free to like, share this video with other people who maybe are still figuring it out, and please subscribe, and I will see you next week. Thanks for watching.